Hey guys, this is Chris Dixon, Senior Editor with Power and Motor Yacht Magazine. I am coming to you from beautiful Fano, Italy today, and what you're looking at is a new release from Azimut. This is the 57.5 foot long Seadeck 6. It is what Azimut calls a mild hybrid, and it's loaded with technology and sustainable features. And I'm going to show you what this boat has to offer. So you'll note there's a motorized passerelle aboard this boat. She is loaded with she's loaded with cork decking, which is a very sustainable feature. Cork can actually be shaved and harvested from a living tree without killing the tree. So, and it's also, I would add, it's a pretty warm day here in Fano. This is actually quite cool to the touch, and the non-skid ability of this cork is really something. It absolutely grips your feet. So that's a terrific safety and sustainability feature. You'll notice a huge rear sun pad, and I'm not going to mess up the pillows here, but this flips backwards so that you can also have lounging facing forward on this boat. Very comfortable rear lounge dining area, and the table folds out very easily. There you have it. Now we'll start here at the stern, and then go around, and I'll also show you the engine room and the battery room, which is quite substantial. You'll note this is a boat with massive windows and a wonderful open air feature here to connect the galley and main cabin with the rear. This window is motorized, goes up, seals everything off very well along with this rear door. The galley area is fascinating, actually. This is a feature I've not yet seen on any boat I've checked out, but this is an induction cooktop. And do you see the eye? No, but it's here. And if you put your pots and pans on, it warms them through induction. Very cool feature. Nice size dishwasher. Nice maker. And the sink is underneath the plant. I like this fluted design on the cabinetry. It's wood, and it double folds out, and then the full-size refrigerator freezer. Very nice. As you can see, this boat has massive window areas. And nice L-shaped settee. The table has this almost cloverleaf design. Each leaf folds out. Give you a good bit of seating area. We have a twin screen full Garmin control setup and joystick control for the triple IPS drives. Everything is Volvo Penta on the drives. Now, another interesting aspect of this boat, and here you can also see motorized seat controls. Works in both sort of lean post fashion and regular high seating. This boat is, of course, it has its Garmin controls, but it also has substantial ability to control pretty much everything from the screens. And this even has a Google AI feature where you can, via your cell phone, currently it's only in Italian, but if you speak to that iPad, you can control the lighting and even the climate control. So if you were showing up to the boat in an hour, you can tell Google to set up and turn on the air conditioning system, and you would be good to go. Now, when I say this has a mild hybrid system, what do I mean? I mean that this boat has 40 kilowatts of battery power, lithium battery power, in the form of a BMW automotive unit that's almost becoming a standard in a lot of marine applications. It's developed by Torqeedo in concert with Azimut, and the power supply supplies all the climate control, the galley, and the Seakeeper via lithium. So the power goes to the batteries from either shore power, the alternator system on the boat. This has a 3 kilowatt alternator in addition to a 15 kilowatt generator, and it also has almost 1,500 watts of solar on the roof. Now, the hybrid power does not drive the engines themselves, which are still very efficient. Volvo Penta IPS drives, as I said, but it will drive all of the electrical components on the boat, including the air conditioner. You could run this boat on a very hot day for about 4 hours purely on the 40 kilowatts of lithium power. If you were trying to run it overnight with the air conditioning, you'd get at least 8 hours out of it. There is also solar charging, as I said. It's not huge charging at 1,400 watts, but it's a nice top off, and it will also keep an electric tender that you will be able to operate off of the stern of this boat and the swim platform as well. You see it also has a motorized awning that goes out. Now, I'm also impressed with this. Actually has serviceable high enough rails so that there's a safety factor there, especially if you've got kids on this boat. They're not going to just fly overboard. Very nice forward lounge area. There's storage in here for carbon fiber awning setup that would come out of, so you put your poles here on the other side and forward. Nice little lights, you can get those to pop up. The seats are, the lounge seats are hydraulic, so it's just simply push them down, pull them up as needed. Very nice. Now, as far as the build goes, everything above the deck on this boat almost is carbon fiber. That's both for structural strength and also for weight savings. The boat was definitely designed with weight savings in mind. Below, it's GRP, standard fiberglass layup, and Azimut says, that's for strength and also for ride quality. There can be the fiberglass is simply more shock absorbing in heavy seas than carbon fiber is. Now, the heart of this hybrid system is down here in this hatch. So there's sort of two quote-unquote engine rooms down here. Now, first is the regular engine room, which is there, and I'm going to show you in a minute. And then it's both the crew cabin, which is a pretty cramped little crew cabin, honestly, but mostly it's for your battery setup, and it's interesting. So what's down here are a series of Torqeedo chargers. These take power from either the gen set or from shore power, and feed it into a BMW battery bank, which is what I'm standing on top of. Now this is a BMW automotive battery bank, and it's the standard that you find in an i3, basically, with some mods for marine safety, and it's all obviously very well ventilated and monitored. Now the monitoring system is there's the same monitoring system up at the helm, but it shows you your starter battery, your lithium batteries. Right now they have 25.9 kilowatt hours left out of a total of 40 kilowatt hours. This shows you that we're not plugged into shore power right now, and it shows you right now the boat is consuming 6 kilowatts, 5,000 watts, basically 3 hair dryers worth of electricity right now, running climate control and other elements on the boat. State of charge 63%, meaning the lithium batteries are at 63%, and at this kind of power rate you would have 4 hours and 4.5 hours roughly on the lithium batteries before you would need to charge them with the generator, shore power, or the alternator, or just leaving it out for a long time with the solar panels going. So it's a pretty interesting space. As you can see, it's not your grandfather's yacht setup in terms of technicality. Now a lot of this was driven, Azimut says, by the desire of potential owners to have more sustainable features on their boat. Stepping down into the engine room. This one has triple 450 horsepower Volvo IPS drives. Back there you can see the substantial hydraulic system that's required for the swim platforms. This is interesting because there's 3 solar charge controllers for, and each one supplies a different element, whether it's the lithium batteries, whether it's the starter batteries, or even the tender. And then so each one of those controls a different, feeds a different aspect from the solar panels. Variable speed 15 kilowatt generator, and as you see, it's a well laid out engine room. There's non-skid to get you to the areas that you need. Access, well, you'd be hitting your head if you tried to stand up, but access to key components is actually quite good considering the small space back here. Access to valves, filters, it's all really nicely done. And the engine room is separate from the battery room. And I'm kind of in a standing crouch right now in the center. The hull shape on this boat, Azimut is claiming, will be somewhere between 20 and 30% more efficient as well than what you would have gotten in a boat of similar size and configuration 5-10 years ago. So it's really something. Let's take a look below decks. Now, other points that I would point out on here, very nicely hidden handrail. There are places to grab as you're going downstairs. Would I like to see a railing on here? Yeah, probably would, but there are grab points for when you're going downstairs. And then when you get halfway down the stairs, well, we have another handrail, very handily located. There's good traction on the carpeting as well. So if you're trying to navigate below decks in heavy seas, you could actually do so. So this is the forward VIP suite. You see windows on both sides. Nice relaxing sound of the water at the bow. Individual climate controls, very nice in each room. And as I said, you can also control that stuff from the helm on this boat. Power ports. More storage. The head, the access, this is a day head. This is also a head for the twin suite, and it's accessible from 2 locations. Nice tolerances here. It's just it's a well designed boat. Rain shower, seat in the shower. Lock it up so it doesn't fly open. You can go out the other door. And this is the twin guest suite. These are not massive bunks at all, but they'll serve very well for kids, and a grown-up could squeeze there if they needed to. Again, climate control for each room. This is all wood. Down below, boat has a separate washer dryer, or not a separate, I mean an individual washer dryer unit. Pretty much a prerequisite these days. So nice little features like illuminated stairs, lots of extra storage off of the master suite. And then moving into the master suite, it's a really well lit space. This is without the internal lights turned on. Still get lots of light through the 2 windows. Good sized chaise lounge. Another Google AI equipped pad. And this is at least a queen size bed. All of the drawers that I've seen are lift and latch, which is a nice, easy safety feature. Good sized closets. Very nicely appointed master bath. Rain shower. It's a beautiful yacht. Now I'm not sure, I'll come back down when we're underway, but you can definitely hear the engine room when the master bath suite door is open. When it's closed, it is a bit quieter for sure. But it's not a massively intrusive sound whatsoever. Again, lighted stairways, grab points, massive windshield, floor to ceiling windows. Now, taking the helm of the Seadeck 6 was a treat. This is a big boat, but she didn't handle like one, whether it was operating her bow thrusters and joystick or pegging her throttles. The performance of the triple 450 horsepower IPS drives was excellent. This boat was running light, but she pretty much leapt onto a 16 knot plane in about 7 seconds. And Azimut designed this hull to have a pretty wide optimal efficiency range. At a slow 6 knot cruise, You'd burn about 3 gallons an hour with a range of 1,350 nautical miles with her 634-gallon tank. But then her optimal planing efficiency comes between 22 and 26 knots. And at 22 knots, burning 47 gallons an hour, you'd have a range just under 300 nautical miles. And she topped out for us at 33.4 knots and 3,800 RPMs. It was also a very quiet boat. With the windows and doors closed, you could pretty much hear a whisper. And the seas off of Fano were calm, but when I drove over her wake and turned sharply back into it, trying to trip her up, her ride just remained very dry, and she turned and handled with authority. So, the Seadeck 6, this is the first and smallest in what will be a 3-boat line. I'd call her a pretty bold step for Azimut. This is Chris Dixon with Power and Motor Yacht Magazine.